grow bigger kernels, that process of seed breeding is then supposed to be considered the same as manipulating the DNA code of life itself? I think that there's a difference between
Okay.
genetically modified foods and hybridized or, specifically raised to fluff up the weed or fatten the corn. I think there's a big difference.
Well, so this comes down to so not everybody could hear, but there's, it's really the question is genetically engineered or genetically bred crops, are they different than traditionally bred crops?
Well, it's more related to changing the DNA structure, the code of life, which is something that you don't do just by crossbreeding plants.
Well, you do change the DNA when you crossbreed, and if you think about, if we think about hybridization, if you think about a mule. Now, a mule looks pretty different than its parents.
But they can't reproduce, do they?
Well, they can on occasion, but it's still, it's manipulation of the data, or of the DNA. So I don't really, and I'm not trying to say whether they're good or bad. I'm just saying that you are manipulating DNA. We have made wide crosses between plants for a very long time.
I guess my point is that in crossbreeding, the plant does its own manipulation of its chromosomal properties and its DNA. It's not the same as going in and taking out a strand of DNA and sticking in something that God didn't do, or creation didn't do, or nature didn't do itself. It's forced.
So plant breeders have been forcing things for a very long time that didn't happen naturally. And under conventional breeding, we're allowed to do mutation breeding, and that's been going on for a very long time, and that DNA has been manipulated.